There is nothing in this life that holds us back more than our own limiting beliefs. Anytime that I have fasted, my relationships with my family have gotten deeper. My relationship with myself has gotten deeper. I have let go of one or more habits that have not served me or that have kept me stuck or feeling small or incapable. This for me is a portal for that suffering to be released. And surrender is a blessing.
Before we get started, I know juicing or fasting can be really triggering for some people, especially if you've struggled with binging or restriction. So if this does not feel supportive to you, please trust that. You know yourself best. If your body or your intuition says no, honor that.
Hi, my angels. I find myself here again. My 4th annual juice fast, juice feast. Oh my goodness. This is now just part of my spiritual practice. It's part of my physical practice, taking care of this vessel and taking care of my mind. Anytime I am called here intuitively, it is because there is something in my world that is shifting deeply and I need to be present for it. I need to have space for it. I need to be aware of it. And so Spirit calls me back here each and every time. And it is always around the springtime, which I just feel is so beautiful and in alignment because it coincides with this collective energy of rebirth and reawakening and coming out of a time of shedding in the winter and a time of hibernation to bloom, to blossom, to open up to something new. And so I'm so grateful anytime I get the opportunity to come back into this space. It really does feel like this kind of sacred container where I can just surrender.
The truth is, your body spends an enormous amount of energy digesting solid food. When you're only consuming liquids from fresh fruits and vegetables, that process is almost completely bypassed. So imagine how much energy you save by giving your body this deep and sacred rest. Imagine how much you can put towards your life force energy, your mental energy, your clarity, your emotional well-being, your ability to show up for life, to show up for yourself, to show up for the people and the world around you. This is deep healing work. This is a time for rest and regeneration like no other. This is deep cellular nourishment. You notice your own patterns. You become aware of the energy present around you. You pay closer attention to your energetic input and output. It is a whole new realm of being. Not somewhere that you stay forever, but somewhere that I believe is worth a trip. Most people have overburdened their bodies with the excess consumption of food on a constant basis. It's like we're running on the bare minimum of life force energy. I think of this practice of juicing the same way that you need to prune the leaves of a plant so that you can allow for new growth. Or that feeling after a really hard week of workouts and all you want to do is stretch. You think to yourself, man, yoga would feel really great right now. Fasting is my yoga, my meditation, my place of quiet amidst the noise.
A part of why I do these fasts and come back to these fasts is for that free fall, is for that surrender, is for letting go of control and letting Source shift my world. There is so much more to this existence than I could ever possibly imagine. And so me surrendering is me inviting divine intervention in my life. And it only ever produces the best results because I open up my world to possibilities that I, as a tiny little human floating on this rock, I couldn't even fathom putting in order. It just invites my angels, it invites my guides, it invites invisible forces that love and cherish me to guide me, to show me a way through. And it's something that I don't take for granted to let go. I fast most of the time to let go. And it comes with the added benefit of letting go physically, letting go of waste, letting go of any toxins and energies that are present within my body that have now the opportunity to release as I am fueling my body with the juice of fresh fruits and vegetables. Like, it really is a free fall. And I haven't been recording my experience daily, but I did just want to come on here to document this moment in time and maybe even remind my future self why I choose this, because sometimes it does get hard. Sometimes you start and then there's this beautiful momentum and you just feel like you're being carried, and that's how most of my fasts have felt. But then there are moments in between where that resistance does come up and you're like, why the fuck am I here? Like, why am I doing this? I could be enjoying like the most delicious meal, and here I am suffering. But no, this is not the suffering. The suffering that we experience, we often create with our own minds. And this for me is a portal for that suffering to be released. And so I just want to have this out in the world to remind myself of why I choose these moments, and maybe even to remind you, if you're in the middle of a journey like this, that surrender is a blessing. It's a gift. To give yourself time to let go and let God, whoever or whatever your God is, like that is a true gift. We spend so much time fighting, pushing, controlling, figuring out, planning, and my goodness, we burn ourselves out repeatedly trying to do and force and become when we can simply be. We can simply be. And in being, it's partner of allowing. So you get to be, and then in the being, you allow what is ready to surface. You allow what is ready to leave your life to leave your life. You allow new ideas to come forth, right? When you're not so caught up on trying to figure out your life and have your 5, 10, 15-year plan, and you can surrender, now all of a sudden you have these new ideas that you never could have dreamed of because you were looking in a different direction. But now you're like in free flow and open to a world of possibilities and a world of directions, and ideas just come forth, right? Downloads come forth, or I like to call them uploads. And you get to see yourself in a new light, see yourself in a new perspective, see the world in a new perspective, act as a mirror for yourself and the people around you. Anytime that I have fasted, my relationships with my family have gotten deeper. My relationship with myself has gotten deeper. I have let go of one or more habits that have not served me or that have kept me stuck or feeling small or incapable. It has always been a completely transformative experience that I can't put into words clearly. But it is a gift and it is a blessing. And yes, there are cravings. Of course there are cravings. Yes, there are thoughts about food. Yes, there are uncomfortable moments when you're left with your raw emotion. But that is part of being human. That is part of being human. We are, in this day and age, bombarded with so many ways out, so many escapes, so many distractions from our own inner self that, like, yeah, when we actually have to face ourselves, it can get uncomfortable as fuck. But that's part of the journey. Being here, being witness to anything that is happening in the present moment, and knowing that you're safe there, knowing that it's nothing to escape, nothing to numb yourself from. Knowing that you can breathe, that you can relax, that you can be held. This is why I return here, because it is open. It is open. It is open. And in that openness, I am met with a Sarah that I didn't know before. And when there are those uncomfortable moments, when there are those intense cravings, when there are those just like, why am I doing this? I am reminded that doing hard things build your confidence, and that is priceless. Even just showing yourself, oh, I can do this. I can go beyond my own limitations. I don't have to be confined in this space of what I said I am capable of. I can actually grow and go beyond that. And that is priceless. Nobody can give you that. No course can give you that. No mentor, no therapist, nothing. Like, you have to be out there doing the thing that's hard and then getting over it and getting past it and getting through it to then prove to yourself, I can do anything. I can do anything. That's a beautiful, beautiful knowing to have. That's something that I will never, ever take for granted, is being able to prove to myself that I can exceed my own limitations. There is nothing in this life that holds us back more than our own limiting beliefs. We build our own ceilings, and then we get to break them. Show yourself what you're really made of. Ask the universe to show you what you're really made of, and then don't be afraid when the opportunity comes for you to get started. Whatever that may be. I love you.